Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Welcome to Around the Turnbuckle. I'm Big Al, conspicuous by his absence as a professor, but a big shout out to him and the folks in Bethlehem with Phantom 6 as they are doing a charity event, and the professor volunteered his time. So that's a pretty cool thing, and it's for suicide prevention awareness. So kudos to everybody involved there. Dylan, great job, buddy. And I know you'll be watching this later. Professor, great job as well, man. We got some comments already before I introduce my guest, and that is David Motorman says Sunday night. And once again, it's time to gather around the turnbuckle. And tonight, we visit with a champ who I enjoy on 3WA Carnage and whose star is soaring, Mr. Kai Thomas. David Hill, great 2-year anniversary show yesterday for Three Legacy Wrestling. Yes, kudos to Three Legacies for their second anniversary. They watched this show as well. Big shout out to Jesus Rodriguez and the folks involved in Three Legacies Wrestling. Huge shout out to everybody involved. Piranha, you're coming in too. I hope you guys hope everybody was safe. Hope everybody had a good show. Three Legacies, man, has really grown really fast. Meteoric rise down there in Lancaster. So kudos to you guys for having a great, venue there for people to come see some great wrestling in Lancaster, and also see some of the stars from other companies. It's a potpourri there at 3LW. So speaking of champions, my guest is the 3WA High Impact Champion, Kai Thomas, who 2 years ago comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'm going to be a wrestler." And I said, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah." And, kind of following in the footsteps of his father, all, truth be told. And I said, "Well, good luck with that," and he was pretty skinny, I thought, and, he was, kind of, just getting in and learning and everything. But man, what a difference 2 years makes. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's wiser in the ring, he is making waves, and he's the front runner, as the professor and I have often said on Carnage, for the 2024 Rookie of the Year. Kai Thomas, first off, buddy, how you feeling? Because I know last night you were at CCW and
Oh,
had a hell of a match there. Talk about it, man.
oh my, that was absolutely crazy. So, me and my dad, we wrestled for the tag team champions. We did lose, but we have another match, the 21st, if I can remember. And it is a hardcore match only because we agreed that we would separate as a team if
If
we
you
lost.
lose.
Yep.
Wow. And when's that match taking place?
September 21st.
So September 21st, and I told you before pre-show that the professor and I will be at SWO in Seven Valleys that day, as will Piranha. Piranha comes up with who's Kai Thomas. I hope by the end of this show, Mr. Piranha, not only do you know who Kai Thomas is, but you'd actually like to fight Kai Thomas. I think that'd be a great matchup if you ask me.
Always available.
Love it. Anyway, Kai Thomas, for those of you who don't know, started training roughly about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago you started, and then 6 months in, about a year ago or so, you had your debut, and then you had some singles matches, and then you had the entire involvement, the betrayal with your father, the involvement with the original family.
Yeah.
A lot of fans turned on you. I'm not one of them. I was always in your corner. But the professor did not like your dastardly deeds, as he called it. So then we go over into 2024, and you are involved in the 3WA Revolution Rumble that they have every January. Only this year, it was for the vacant 3WA Extreme Championship. The winner of that match at the end of the night was JT Cage. However, you were quite instrumental in his victory. Not only that, but you were the Iron Man of that match. You entered number one, and
Yep.
you got to the final 4 or 3, I believe 4, and you sacrificed yourself in order to allow JT Cage to move on. But that was then, this is now. You've since separated yourself from the original family. You
Yes.
reunited with your father. You have been teaming up with him, as you just mentioned, in other feds like CCW, etc. And on top of all that, you recently, a couple months ago, beat Damon Dante for that strap that's sitting on your shoulder right there. Talk
Yeah.
about that moment, because that was a pretty cool moment. And also, your father also came in and shared that moment with you, too, at the end of that.
Man. So when I found out that I was wrestling Damon Dante, I was happy and glad that I got the opportunity. And I felt like it was leaning in my favor because I just have so much momentum building up in the past few months. And, you know, Damon Dante isn't the greatest. And I felt like I could just one up him in every single aspect that I can give. And so when I beat him, I was excited, but I knew I was going to beat him. So like there was like really no emotion. It was just plain and simple. I beat him. Now I can defend this, keep on winning. It's pretty great.
It was a pretty good match, though. And I think that afterwards, JT Cage came in, he attacked you, and Damon Dante took a little exception to that. He wanted a fair matchup. Like, no, Damon Dante's not the crowd's favorite, and he has since moved on to other places. But Damon Dante didn't took exception to that. And if people watch the episode on Carnage where you won that championship, I believe it's episode 85. You'll see Damon Dante kind of get physical with JT Cage because he got physical with you. So I mean, and then afterwards, kind of grabbed the belt, presented you the belt with respect, shook your hand, and raised your hand like a good sportsman should. So I mean, that was a pretty cool moment for you. And then you had your first title defense, and I mean, successful, obviously, because you're still holding that title.
Yep.
And you have a there's a list. There's a list of guys that want a shot, want a crack at that championship. I mean, is there anybody on your radar, or are you just taking them as they come?
I'm definitely taking them as I come, but I really want to kick JT Cage's ass.
Well, I
He's
mean, he did
my
make
number.
comments. He did make comments on our Facebook post here about whether or not he's going to be that guy that takes that. Now that he's lost the Extreme Championship to John West, he wants to be that guy that takes that championship from you. And I remember the Hack guy also vowing that as long as he's around, you weren't even gonna be champion. Well, you've already proved him wrong there, but it has to make you wonder if now that you are champion, there's this big target on your back.
I definitely feel the target, but I'm down to wrestle whoever and whenever. It's it's not that hard. Just let me know, and I will willingly give you the title shot.
Well, JT Cage is obviously on that radar. I mean, there's some great talent in 3WA right now. It's Professor Keith called you guys the Young Mavericks. At the end of that show, there was John West was the Extreme Champion. The Shadow and the Light were the Tag Team Champions. You're standing there with the High Impact Champions. Kind of a new wave of young talent in 3WA. How important is that to you to be part of that?
I definitely feel like it's really important to me because I put so much dedication into everything with wrestling, and to finally be like acknowledged in that type of aspect, it meant a lot.
All right, so let's go back to CCW last night.
Mm.
Let's talk a little bit more detail about that match. Tell
Okay.
everybody who you took on, how that match went, and how you feel physically, because you pre-show you did mention you are kind of banged up.
Yeah. So you know, I was wrestling Big Nasty, Malcolm King, and Adrian Bliss, and we eventually lost, but only because I got thrown out the ring and then got beat up some more, and then they hit their finisher or whatever they want to call it on my dad and pinned him. But then later in the night, Adrian Bliss was on a table, and I seen the opportunity to put him through the table, give him some payback, and out of nowhere, Malcolm King comes up and punches me right in the mouth, and I'm like, whew, and I'm up on the top rope. They powerbomb me through the table and cut me all up. I have cuts all down my arms, on my sides. I'm in so much pain.
Big Nasty have both been guests on this program, and singly, individually, they're well respected. They both run their own promotions individually. But when those two guys get together, man, it's danger for anybody involved, because you got the veteran and grappling skills of Adrian Bliss, and you got the sheer size and intimidation and strength of Marvelous Malcolm King. So when you put those two together, Big Nasty are formidable. How do you see this going with you and your father against, you and Top Shelf Tyler Sims against these two guys for the tag team titles?
Well, we have a show in 2 weeks against them, all because we kind of got cheated out of the win. I felt like, and we agreed upon a hardcore match that they wanted, and we agreed that if we lost, we would break up as a team. And so, but we are so confident that we are going to win. That is why we agreed to the terms.
Now, here's an interesting question, because you admitted to me that you are actually wrestling twice that day. Are you
Yeah.
wrestling the tag team match with your father second or first?
First.
First, okay.
Yeah.
So you're getting okay. So I was gonna say it would be a really big advantage for Big Nasty if you were to do that match second,
Yeah.
and because if you do your other, so what's the other match you're doing that day?
It is a title match against Luca Mancini for New Era Pro Wrestling.
New Era.
Yep.
Yeah, and Luca from Frontier fame. Luca, and again, Luca has an open invitation on this program. I've tried to get him before. There's been times where we had him, and then last minute something came up, and he wasn't able there. But Miguel Del Barrio, who's the head of Frontier, he said to me, he's like, Al, I'll get you Luca eventually. Luca's one hell of an athlete. Luca's the kind of guy that when I look at him, every time I see him wrestle on YouTube, I say, man, why doesn't this guy sign somewhere? Like, he deserves a shot, at least a shot at like something like an MLW or a TNA or an AEW. I wouldn't say throw him straight to the wolves to WWE, but I'm saying that he deserves to be on TV somewhere. This guy's very talented. So, how do you feel going into that match? Going into somebody that that's seasoned pretty well, versus you, who's, yeah, you're having a great rookie year, man. But I mean, you've only been in this business for a very short time.
So I we had a triple threat last month, and I came out on top. It was Luca, Donnie Bambino, and me, and it was for whoever won that match would be the number one contender for his title. But if he won, he didn't have to defend it next month. And they were pretty. He got pretty mad that I lost, that he lost and I won, and he attacked me from the back. And there's a lot of hatred right now between me and him. So I don't have
Okay.
anything to say about him. But I will say he is really good though. And I wanted him to be first because I feel like he brings more to the table than Big Nasty. It's a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, okay, so with the tag match, I mean, yes, you can lean a little bit on your father for assistance there, because that's what a
Yeah.
tag team is all about. But I mean, how do you, how do you feel teaming up with him? I mean, has it been like a dream of yours, or I mean, is he enjoying it more than you, or is it kind of equal? Like, how does he feel about all this?
It's definitely equal. We have teamed for probably about 6 months now, and we enjoy it. We always talk about it, and we always try and come up with new ideas of what we can accomplish together. And I know I'm a solo champion somewhere else, but he's had his opportunities, and I think he knows that. That's why he's okay with me having my own opportunities, and so we get along pretty well with that.
So what's the other championship you mentioned?
I'm a champion for 3WA. I'm a tag champion with Seven Mountains, and I'm going for the CCW champion.
Right. So by the end of the month, you could be, Kai three belts.
Well, or four, because I
Four
have.
belts. Kai four belts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and then again, so we're back at. So you have CCW on the 21st. You also have New Era Pro Wrestling, and fans, if you want tickets to those events, go to New Era Pro Wrestling's Facebook page, excuse me, and CCW's Facebook page for ticket information. They both have Facebook pages with the wrestling posters for both events. Also, Kai Thomas will be in Quakertown for September 28th, most likely defending that high impact championship. We don't know quite who his opponent is yet, but I mean, JT Cage is really trying to make a case there.
I'm always down for an open challenge too.
I mean, I'd like to see. I mean, I know it's kind of counterintuitive, but I'd like to see you against somebody, somebody kind of like Rob Atkins, the current Carnage championship. I think that'd be an excellent matchup. I mean, there's a guy that can wrestle a broomstick and make it look good. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, he's very, very talented, very collegiate style wrestler, decorated. Man, he's an amazing athlete. The more and more I watch him, and very deserving. I agree with Keith. Most of the time I don't, but this time I will agree with Keith that he is very deserving of representing the Carnage Championship, a championship that Keith and I had helped create. So I mean, that's one. Another one that kind of slips through the cracks, but I mean he is a former high impact champion, and he really hasn't gotten back to that point yet. But man, JCM, a few months ago, did have that championship and lost it subsequently to Damon Dante. So I don't think he's, he must be on the radar too, though. I would think. No, he's a former high impact champion. Might want it back.
Nah, he's not really on my to do list. If that makes sense. I feel like he
Okay.
can do some things for a little bit. He doesn't need to come out after what's mine.
There's been a new influx of talent. Also, I mean, some dudes that have kind of been coming around 3WA lately and have kind of been kind of impressive to me and Keith, and that is like Alexander Bateman. I mean, he's a big dude. I mean, that could be a tough
Big.
challenge for you. Well, I mean, that could be a tough challenge for you, but I mean, there's always the dude out there. But I mean, I don't know if you want to, go toe to toe with Dudamania. I don't know how you feel about that.
I feel like he'd really trick me into getting me with one of those gummies.
I always tell Keith that, you should never take one of those gummies, and he's like, Keith says he didn't never realize I was the poster boy for no fun. I said, you never know where they're coming from.
His van,
And
I'm
I said, it's all a trick. It's all a trick. This guy comes out, high fives the fans. Van Halen's jumps playing. Everybody's singing. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's enjoying themselves. He's throwing out gummies to the kids. But then he gets to the wrestlers and he doesn't throw out the same gummies he throws out to the kids. He goes into his little pocket in
I
the
have noticed.
corner and he gets a special gummy for his opponents or sometimes the referee. It's all a ruse. I'm telling you right now, it's all a ruse. And any of you guys that are dumb enough to take a gummy from the dude, well then you deserve to lose.
But hey, it gets him to win. That's the only thing that matters.
He gets that contact high. But anyway, man, talk about like your development though. Like, how do you feel you've come for in the past year? I mean, you've perfected some stuff. I mean, have you been working on different finishers too? Because I mean, you always did end matches the same, but I mean, like, have you been like contemplating other things or maybe some submission holds or something like
I've been
that?
learning missions,
Yeah,
but I would definitely keep my shining wizard. My knee is
yeah,
deadly, and I don't think people know that until it hits them in the head. It,
right.
it's won me championships.
It does knock people out. I mean, it does. It's Keith has compared it to the one that Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson, I should say, delivers to people. But yeah, it's something to behold, and then even setting them up for that with some knees during the matchups. A lot of times you
Oh,
like
yeah.
get them up and you get them into the corner, and man, you jump up and hit the knee underneath, man, it's devastating. So if your opponents take that, time and time and time and time again, then
Oh,
when you
yeah.
get to by the end of the match, they're already dazed, and then boom, it's lights out, right?
Yeah, because I'm running full speed at their head. There's nothing to stop me. Pretty, pretty simple to hit. Just get them on their knee, run at them. One, two, three.
How would you feel if somebody, because recently the dude ran into this problem when he was, say, we talked about you being rookie of the year for 2024, and that might actually be a thing. I mean, you are definitely the front runner. You've had an amazing 2024, starting with that Rumble, starting number one, getting all the way towards the end. These championships you've won, breaking free from the original family, kind of becoming into your own with a little bit of edge to you too. Like you're not just panhandling to the fans. You will high five them. You will you do enjoy their praise, but at the same time, you're not begging for it. Like you are you. You're being you, which is good. I like that. But
It's,
like but like the dude lives off the fans, right? He's different. He's kind of reminds me of like Hulk Hogan, right? Where you get the guy down, but if he hears the fans, he starts to come alive and he starts to get fired up. And you know, you don't need that. The dude ran into a problem. He was the rookie of the year 2023. He ran into a problem named Wyndham James Winthrop III. When we look at the Carnage champion, we were hoping that it would be guys that were kind of new and young and fresh and vibrant, kind of that, you know, on the rise type people, not veterans like the prime minister. No disrespect to him, but then he took that championship away from the dude, kind of broke the dude's momentum for a few months now. The dude really hasn't recovered from that. I haven't seen him have a title shot against anybody since. He's kind of just having these matches. He's there. The fans love to see him, but he's kind of not back with that eye of the tiger anymore. How would you feel if somebody like that came at you for the high impact championship? Somebody like Wyndham James Winthrop III.
but you see, there's a big difference between me and the dude. I don't need praise, like you said. I am way more aggressive than him. If I have someone like Wyndham coming at me, I just gotta be more physical than them. And he can only go so high on physicality. Me, I raise the bar every single time. So there's my answer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dude really didn't see him coming, and you would, I would argue that you would probably see him coming.
Yeah. I watch everyone close. I don't have friends. I don't need friends. I have my dad. Not that I need him, but I have him to always watch my back.
Well, he's in
I
your
don't,
corner.
yeah, I don't need everyone.
What did you think of the other members of what Keith called the Young Mavericks, capturing gold over the past couple months? John West is the new Extreme Champion. What do you think of him?
Oh, so I love John West as a performer. I had no hate towards him. I was just doing business when I was in the original family. I
Yeah.
got told what to do and I did it. I'm young. I don't care. But I do love him as a champion. I love him in every aspect of his wrestling skills. He's great. And
What do
Shadow
you?
and Light, whew,
Yeah. What do you think of those guys?
they are great. I would love to wrestle Abdul. I've already wrestled him once and I'd love to do it again.
You know what's funny about Abdul and Lou is that when we first saw them in 3WA, they wrestled each other.
I
Like
remember
keep
that.
And it was at the end of that match, there was no clear winner, but I thought, man, these guys, like right away, I was immediately impressed. I was like, these guys are awesome. So after the match, they came up to us and they're like, so what did you think? I'm like, what did we think? Like, that was freaking awesome. I wanted to see more. Like, I wanted more. And that's what you want. When you're at a wrestling show and your match is over, whether you get your hand raised or not, you want the audience wanting more.
Yes.
Like, and the audience does want to see more Kai Thomas. I feel that way. You could feel it when you come out. But Shadow and the Light, I said to them, I said, my best advice to you guys is that you guys should just be a tag team because singly, yes, you probably could go pretty far. Hell, I would be shocked if neither one of them had singles gold anywhere they go, right? Like
Yeah.
New Era, anywhere, wherever they go. But I said, as a tag team, though, you guys would be unstoppable. And right now, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, this area needs tag teams because a lot of tag teams that we know that are great are moving on to places like MLW, like Japan, like AEW, like guys that we've watched, grow up over the past 5 years are moving on. So there isn't that many like teams where you mention them and you're like, it kind of strikes fear into your hearts. There's guys, sure, there's guys that come back. You know, there's guys that come back, the Motor City guys. Yes, there's Dog Nation who keeps popping in and out. But I mean, every time that they get booked overseas somewhere, they go away for a while, then they come back. There's teams out there that strike fear. I'm not saying there's none. But what I'm saying is that the Shadow and the Light are starting to become a name where, the Bad Fellows were that. But the Shadow and the Light are starting to become a name that people are starting to respect, is my point.
Oh
And
yeah.
wherever they go, they're winning championships.
Oh, they are amazing. I
So there is a wrestler, Kai Thomas, that is chiming in right now, and he is
mm,
a former high impact champion, the longest reigning high impact champion of all time, Merrick Miami, who says, I am the greatest high impact champion of all time, 921 days. That's
impressive.
that's that's almost 3 years to you and I.
Impressive.
He was rather impressive. Yes, he was. That was before your time.
I did
Merrick
watch.
my Go ahead.
I watched Merrick Miami because I would go up to wrestling shows with my dad.
Hmm.
But he considers himself the greatest of all time. I feel like if I want to be the greatest of all time for the high impact champion, I feel like we need to wrestle, and I beat him, and keep it. Mm,
Well, yeah. That's kind of hard to do when he no longer wrestles for 3WA.
yeah, it's a sad.
But but maybe he can coax you into coming down and wrestling him other places.
For this.
If only I had that power, Mr. Miami. You know this. If only I had that power, yes. I would love to book that. Absolutely. But I don't
Mm,
have any power. I have zero power. But anyway, it'd be an amazing matchup. If I could fantasy book for a second, it'd be an amazing matchup. I think let's look at it this way. He's gonna look at you as a rookie, right?
correct.
He's gonna look at you as he's been in the business for 9 or 10 years. You've been in the business for a cup of coffee. That's how he's gonna feel about it. I'm not saying that. That's how he's gonna feel about it. His confidence is gonna be his own weakness because he's going to severely underestimate you.
It's happened to everyone.
I believe the match would be really, really close, closer than you would want it to be, because you would underestimate him because your confidence is the fact of how quick your rise has been, and you have the strap. You don't have to beat. You have champion's advantage. You don't have to beat Merrick Miami. Merrick Miami has to beat you.
Hmm.
I think it would come down to a last minute mistake by one of you, and whoever made that, I'm not gonna predict a winner, but whoever made that last minute mistake would be the loser, because I think it could go either way. That's how I feel about it.
I feel it leads in my corner.
Well, I mean, of course you're going to say that. You're the champ. You're not going to say, you're not going to sit there with a title on your shoulder and say, yeah, you know what? If I took on Merrick Miami, I'd probably lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? But again, knowing Miami the way I know him, he's not going to say that either. This is a guy that beat Matt Cardona. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to ever let anybody forget that. But yes, he did beat Matt Cardona. So in his mind, he can beat you, and he can beat the guy behind you, and he can beat the guy behind you. I mean, that's how he feels,
Yeah.
and
I feel
and that's fine.
I feel the same way.
On the 21st, you have two matches.
Correct.
Luca Mancini, is that his
Yep.
name?
Yep.
Luke, yeah, and New Era, and then you have a tag team title match for CCW on the 21st. On that same day, Merrick Miami gets a shot at the SWO Unlimited champion, Matt Vertigo. And let me tell you something about Matt Vertigo, Kai, in case you don't know who that is. 6'4", 235 pounds of zero muscle fat. Zero. Zero body fat, cut everywhere. He is an all area champ. He could beat anybody, in my opinion. He also deserves a shot on television. But I've said that about Merrick Miami too. Merrick Miami will stretch him. Merrick Miami will do anything it takes to win that match. And believe me when I say he's probably going to have to. That's going to be a match that I am very, very looking forward to being there. Keith's looking forward to calling it. That's at Seven Valleys. I'm going to be the ring announcer that night. It's going to be my pleasure to announce that main event. Merrick Miami versus Matt Vertigo. Merrick Miami won this. He won a number one contenders fatal four-way match where, the winner of that match got a shot at Matt Vertigo. So yeah, kudos to him for not only winning that match, but now, I suggest those of you watching this go to Merrick Miami's Facebook page and check out the promo that he cut on Mr. Vertigo. And Mr. Vertigo deserved what he said because Mr. Vertigo had a promo of his own where he's sitting there sipping margaritas and talking smack on Merrick Miami. I'm just saying, these egos, when two egos clash. And speaking of egos, Mr. Thomas, this guy says this is the worst around the turnbuckle ever. I just tuned in and I want to vomit. I thought that you'd give me more respect than that I'm sitting here hosting this program by myself without my co-host. So you just insulted not only Kai Thomas, but me as well. I feel cheated there. And he will become a two-time SWO Unlimited champion. Yeah, you can say that all you want there, pal. I hope that's true, but Matt Vertigo is tough.
I will go with Merrick Miami, by the way.
You think Miami's going to win that championship?
I mean, if he can hold this title for, what was it, 971?
900, and yeah, he said 921 days.
Hey, I think he will do it, honestly.
Well, this guy had the hardcore championship for over 2 years, and he had the 3WA Extreme Championship for 6 months. And now he seems to be coming for you.
I want him to. He hides behind his original family. Who am I hiding behind? I don't need my dad. I'm down for whenever and
They're
whatever.
dwindling. They're dwindling by the moment right now because the bad fellas exploded after losing the tag titles there too. And Donnie Bambino kind of attacked his brother.
That's what
Basically,
happens when you're part of the original family. Don't you notice the theme?
I don't know. Your father has often criticized me of supporting them. And the reason why I support them is that they have a track record. They win. They win. And even when they're down, right now they're at the lowest of the lows. All the titles are gone. The tag team split up. They don't know what's going on right now. They're kind of in disarray. The Hack Guy was injured a couple of months ago with the neck brace. The Hack Guy always seems to have a plan.
Who's
He
he?
always seems to have a plan.
There's always someone else, but there's who else?
You never know with them. That's my point. You never know with them. They
The
can
new
be recruiting.
ATM.
You know how many times that they said they want to recruit a female to take out Autumn Breeze with that old rivalry that JT Cage had with her?
But didn't Cage lose to Autumn Breeze?
Well, see, yeah, you done brought that up, and he's gonna, he's gonna comment to that. I'm sure he's gonna comment to that.
Please
But,
do.
yeah. Again, he did mention the fact that and I think he's pushing for a match with you. He doesn't even care if it's not for the championship or not. He just wants to beat you up right now.
Unsanctioned anything. I just want to hurt him.
You won what match? Is he talking about? Are you talking about the one when you wore the dress? Is that the one you're talking about? No, I'm asking you, Kai. Is that the one you're talking about?
Oh,
Because
I have no
did
clue.
there was a match where he was forced to win it to wear a dress.
Yeah, I seen that.
He said he beat Autumn. Yes,
Oh,
he did beat Autumn, but he lost his 3WA Extreme Championship, unfortunately, to John West. I honestly think that the stipulation where if the hack guy interferes, he has to become part of the match was a little biased in my book. That's my
nah.
opinion. So talking about champions, there was a moment at the anniversary show that the entire locker room kind of emptied out when the Roadblock Chad McCoy won the heavyweight championship, and he has since defended that a couple of times now. What do you think of the current 3WA heavyweight champion?
Oh, Roadblock. Uh, great guy. In and out of the locker room.
Sure.
He's helped me develop a lot, just with like mindful stuff of like ring presence and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I think he will hold it for a few more months. And I'm not gonna say who I think it will be, but I'm pretty sure this one guy will take it off of him.
Who's that?
Oh, I think it will be my dad.
Really?
Oh, really? Not in like a meanful way, but when does he ever lose?
I know that your father has said to me personally that since he lost that championship, he really has been laser focused on regaining it at some point. And
Hmm.
it was impressive. I admit it was impressive he came back from his injury so quickly.
Yeah, surgery is not easy to come back from, especially when you're hitting 50.
And I mean, doing it at the level he's doing it still at that age, I think is very impressive as well. I know I can't. I know I would not be able to. There's no way. There's no way.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I have a lot of credit for him. He's been doing this for what, 25 years?
Actually, 29. I think it's at
29?
29, 30.
29 years? So almost 30 years. And I mean, the wear and tear it takes on your body, and I mean, you got to, man, your dad and I like look at you, and man, we just wish that we were your age and could go back and do this again. And so, that movie Beetlejuice came out recently, right?
Yeah, I want to
And
watch.
what happens when you say Beetlejuice three times?
Oh, he's coming.
Right. Well, we said Cage's name way too much,
Uh,
and here he is.
well, let's hear it. Let's hear.
You know what? I've heard enough. I think this is garbage.
Oh,
No
really?
offense to you, Big Al, because I know you thought I was talking about you, and I'm not. I'm not. I don't like. Yeah. Hide behind the belt, you
Uh,
bastard. Like I can't stand you, Kai Thomas.
feelings
You,
mutual.
you talk crap about me on Facebook. I'm down and out. I lost my extreme championship, but you celebrate? You celebrate that? Oh, because you got a championship, right?
Oh yeah, right here.
No, you're garbage. You're garbage.
Prove
And
it.
when I decide I want to take your championship, your high impact championship, I will take it whenever I feel like it.
Okay.
Whenever I feel like it. It's just what it is about. When I feel like taking your championship, yeah, you look there and you sit there looking smug. Shut up.
Oh
I'll
my.
take your title.
Please do it. I want to see it.
No, I gotta tell these people what it is. I gotta tell them because apparently people don't understand that I am the greatest champion of all time with a 3WA. I am a 2 year hardcore champion, 7 month, by the way, not 6, 7 month extreme champion, tag team champion. I am decorated. You
That you
a rookie. You a young punk. You better recognize real.
was
I'm
really
pissed
out.
off. I'm pissed.
Oh yeah. I'm not. I'm chilling. I feel
You're
great.
chilling. Oh, you're just chilling. You're just chilling. Let's all take a vape for Kai Thomas. Shut up.
Okay. Go
I don't
back.
like your face. I don't like nothing about you. I don't even know why you were in the original family. When Hack Guy was like, "Oh, we're gonna bring Kai Thomas in the original family," I thought it was garbage.
Oh, but then you wouldn't have had the title, wouldn't you? You would have been eliminated by Nico, huh?
First of all, you were eliminated by Nico, not me.
You would have been if I
I
didn't help you.
Kai,
Ooh.
Kai.
Oh, what?
Oh my God, why is it just us now? Alan left. Alan left. Alan left.
Well, now it's just us.
I don't know what happened, but Alan left.
What else you got to say, huh?
Look, Kai.
Look at the belt.
Congra- I-
Look,
let me
look.
be the first. Let me be the first to congratulate you. I am happy that you are the high impact champion. Believe it or not, I believed in you. I always did. But
Okay.
don't let it go to your head. Yeah. Don't let that success go to your head.
My success will always be better than yours. Always.
All right, let's see. Let's see how long you have the high impact championship without me even coming for it. Because trust me, if I came for it, it's over. It's over. It's done. I'll just be the high impact champion, and
I could
that'll be that.
I could beat you with one arm behind my back. You could even ban my shining wizard, so your jaw doesn't get knocked out of place again. Okay?
You know what, Kai? We can set this up.
What
We
you want
can.
to do a table? I'll gladly do the next one.
Wow. Wow. You- you- Oh my God, Kai. If I can get my hands on you right now, I would choke you out.
I love
I
this.
will shut you up, and I will beat your dad up too.
Mm.
I slapped him up a few times too. He got lucky. When your dad was the heavyweight champion, he got lucky.
Oh,
He
how
got
he get?
lucky. When your daddy was the heavyweight champion, he got lucky against me. The ruin of it all, JTK. He got lucky.
I'm pretty
But
sure he hit you with three. Was it three of his What was diamond?
cutters, cutters, yeah. I'm still here. Okay, Al, Big Al, welcome back to my show. Welcome back to my show.
Ladies
I,
and
I'm
gentlemen, JT Cage is here, and obviously, young Kai Thomas is, ran his mouth, and and I'm glad to see you, champ. How are you?
I'm sick. I'm sick of it. Like, why don't y'all respect me as the ruler of the world?
The
Why
ruler
don't
of the
y'all?
world,
Of the world,
the
like the
ruler of the
whole
world.
entire world, the oceans and all. Like, y'all need to respect that. Tom's gonna come on here, that young punk, talking about what his daddy did, what he did. Shut up. My accolades are spoken for. You know that, Al. Come on,
I
Big
do.
Al.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Kai Thomas is attempting to come back and talk with
Yeah.
us here.
Oh,
Oh, here he
I'm
come.
back.
Very
Here he
Just so
come.
you can
Here
kick
he
me
come.
off.
Yo, daddy suck. You suck. I don't care.
Okay, but you're following Hawkeye, aren't you?
I'm Al.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
what you gonna do?
The only way you can
I
settle
want
this,
to
I think,
reach through
gentlemen,
this
is in the
phone
ring.
right now.
I
Mm-hmm.
think in the ring, there has to be some kind of there's some hostility here. Obviously, that means a lot more than the high impact championship, man. So I think this match should happen sooner than later.
No, let me do a spoiler alert. I had my sights. Like, I am entitled to have a rematch for the Extreme Championship. If John West shows the hell up,
And
I
lose
can
that too.
have I can have my rematch. But you know what? I could beat John West any day of the week. I beat him for like a half a year. You know
With
what I
help.
mean? But at the same time,
With help.
here's the spoiler alert. Here's the thing. The roadblock, Chad McCoy is the heavyweight champion, right?
Yep.
Who's the Can I ask you a question? Who's the person who always has his number when he
You.
has the championship?
That'd be
Who's the
you.
person, which is like 90% of the time, that can beat him? for a
Well,
title.
let's see. You beat him for
I'll
the
say you.
hardcore champion. You beat him for the tag team champions. So every time the Roadblock seems to have a championship on here, you seem to be that, shall
Thank
we
you.
say, thorn.
Yes. Yes. Maybe I should have my sights on that. Maybe I can because believe it or not, since I'm gonna ask you this: how many main events has the Roadblock Chad McCoy has done since he's been the heavyweight champion? Versus how many main events have I done as the Extreme champion? I am the champion. I make the rules.
Where's
I
yours?
am the champion. I am the main event. So whether it be for you, you punk, whether it be for you with your high impact championship, if I want to take that, that'll be the main event. And you should be lucky and bowing to me that I made you the main event.
You couldn't even lace my boots.
Oh my God, what boots you have? You have sneakers. You shop at Payless. You shut the hell up.
What is Payless?
You're too young to even know about that. Payless, shut
Exactly.
up. It's a discounted shoe store. If I want to take that from you, I will. But right now,
Come do it.
I might take the heavyweight title and bring it to the highest of the heights that it should be.
We
Yeah,
lost
you
him
go to
again.
black. You go to black. You shut the hell up.
We lost him again.
Al, I don't care. It could just
Uh,
be you and me talking. You and I can
yeah,
talk.
that's great.
What you want to talk about?
How you been?
I'm doing good. I thought for these young freaking people trying to act like I ain't nobody. I lost the extreme title. Yeah.
Yes.
But in the hearts of everyone, I am still a champion. Fuck out of here.
Nobody protests that victory more than I on commentary, and I can't wait to
I
hear it
know.
if you
I know.
if you haven't already.
I know.
You
Oh, here he
lost.
comes. Here he
You
All
comes.
right.
lost.
Are you having an internet issue, Mr. Thomas?
No, people keep on calling me, trying to book me.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
calling you to tell you suck. You suck. That's what they're trying to tell you.
Yet I'm the one with the champion, and you're not.
Kai, I'm telling you right now, any given Sunday, every given Saturday, I will take that from you. I can.
Please.
Just like that. I will take it from you. You better count your
so
blessings because I
to-
will take it. Hat guy, real quick, real quick.
Uh,
Top
We
Shelf
we on
Tap.
depends on,
around the turbo. Hat guy's
depends
here.
on.
We on around the turbo. Hat guy, hat guy.
I
Please tell
was
this
next.
young junior person who used to be a part of us, who is the master and the ruler of the world.
How's your neck?
How's my neck? My neck is fine. I don't think you understand there, youngster. Your days are numbered.
Numbers.
Okay.
And I hear you making these little snide comments here and there. Hey, don't cross with the family
I've already done it.
that you're no longer in and never will be again.
It's okay. I'm good on my own. Clearly, I
Mhm.
have the title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For how long? How long?
You call that?
Let's see. I'm gonna beat you and any other person that comes to try and take this from
Oh,
me.
he's cute.
Oh,
He think he's
you're,
cute. He think he's cute.
Oh, I know I'm good looking, buddy.
yeah, just go ask all the fat women at ringside.
Yeah,
Mm.
them hippos. Listen to me. Who
Top
is this?
Shelf Ty- so Top
Oh,
Shelf Tyler
daddy,
Sim
daddy
says
in the house.
that
Daddy in the house.
he would be okay with you winning the heavyweight championship from Roadblock because it would give him more pleasure to take it from you.
Oh, wow, bro. Wow, bro. Like, okay, so
I sit ringside,
let me
honestly.
yeah, be ringside. I don't care. Like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell the world, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. 'Cause I'm gonna let you have your hour. I'm gonna let you have your 5 minutes of fame. Let me tell you this. Anytime I want that high impact title, I'm gonna take it.
Well, I'll be
anytime.
waiting.
I want that heavyweight championship from Roadblock because Roadblock knows I got his number.
He'll spear you in
I'm
half.
going to take it. I'm the ruiner of it all. And when I say of it all, I mean of it all. I gets mine. Do something. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm done.
So there he goes. That's JT Cage. And yeah, your father has said that to me, that he hopes that JT Cage beats Roadblock for the championship, because he'd rather beat JT Cage for the championship than to beat the Roadblock.
They
He
all
has a
have
lot of
so much
respect for the
history.
Roadblock. He's got so much anger, right? So much aggression does JT Cage have.
He just needs to calm down
Um,
a little bit. I was pretty calm, I would say.
I got to give you credit. Yes, you were. I have lots of respect for Mr. Cage. But I love the rookie year you're having. And again, Keith and I are talking to management about possibly having end of the year rewards handed out to talent. The dude we felt was rookie of the year in 2023. He had the best year of anybody else on the roster in 2023 in 3WA. And we think that's you this year in 2024. So you keep it up. And, good luck with your father and CCW for the tag team championships against Big Nasty. And also good luck against that Luca Mancini. He is one tough cookie. Once more, before we wrap this all up, buddy, is tell everybody where you're going to be throughout the month of
Ooh.
September.
So I'll be at CCW the 21st in, I think it's Marysville.
Marysville. Yep.
And then in also that same day, the 21st, I have New Era. And it's a few hours away from me. I don't remember the exact name, but it's at
Mm-hmm.
some hotel. It's pretty nice. And then the 28th, Quakertown, 3WA. And then a whole new listing for next month.
Keep up the good work, man. You just keep getting better the more you get in the ring. If you want to see this guy wrestle, go to New Era Pro Wrestling's Facebook page. Go to CCW's Facebook page and look for tickets. They have information there on how to get tickets, phone numbers to call to reserve your seats at those two shows. And come on down to Quakertown on the 28th, and he will most likely be defending that high impact champion. Will it be JT Cage?
It
Will it be
better
one of
be.
those? Maybe it'll be one of those other guys we mentioned. Who knows? But the competition is fierce, man. So, man, again, gonna say it one last time, kid. You have that championship. Now everybody wants you.
And I'll take everybody on.
All right, man. Is there anything that we did not talk about that you would like to talk about before we get out of here?
Mm, no. Just they need to come watch me wrestle.
You got to see it. It's to behold. And if you have never seen him wrestle and you can't get out to a show, go to CCW's YouTube channel, go to New Era's YouTube channel, go to 3WA's Carnage channel. You got to check that out. We're at episode 86, I believe. And for fun, I went and I listened to the commentary on episode 1 versus now. The professor and I got to give credit where credit's due. The professor's come a long, long way, and so have I. We
You
love
guys
doing
make
it,
me feel
man.
better.
We love that we have become the voices of 3WA. 3WA's got some cool things happening in November, man. They're gonna do a show on November the 2nd as well. Um, in Philadelphia with another company that has not been announced yet, so I won't talk about it yet. But they got things coming up, so they're gonna do 2 shows in November, so that's pretty cool. And they got a lot on the plate for the future for 3WA. So you're right in there, man. Shadow and the Light, tag team champions, John West, the Extreme champion, and the current 3WA High Impact champion, Kai Thomas, are the Young Mavericks, says the professor. Shout out to Dylan, Quinn, and all those guys up at Phantom 6 for what they did today. Kudos to all you guys for being involved. And a shout out to the professor. He will be here next week, where our guest will be referee Mac Blakely, who made his 3WA debut as a referee, but he is training to become a wrestler. So we're going to talk to him about getting into the business, what made him get into the business. And again, if you want to find out more about this guy, he has been on Around the Turnbuckle before. Go back to those the older interview with Kai Thomas, and that kind of talked more about his training and how he got started and things like that. So I urge you to go back to our YouTube channel on Around the Turnbuckle, like, subscribe, share, all that cool stuff. And also check out that first interview with Kai Thomas, because tonight we're mostly talking about what's going on in his career now versus how it all got started. If you want to hear more about how he got started in the business, go to that old interview. And stay tuned next week, same channel, same time on YouTube. The professor will be back, and we'll be talking to referee Mac Blakely, and we'll see where he's going from here.
Well,
Mr. Thomas, what's that?
It's always a pleasure.
We love having you. You know that. Thank you to you. And I have to say this. Thank you to Mr. Cage for popping in there and sharing a few words with you. Also, everybody who chimed in and who tuned in for us tonight. Enjoy anybody out there who's a big NFL fan watching some football tonight. You got the big matchup with the Lions tonight, Sunday Night Football. You also got the Jets tomorrow night with Aaron Rodgers is back. We'll see what happens there. There's been some great games today. I'm going to go back to watching the Cowboys game. In the meantime, for the absent professor and the 3WA High Impact Champion, Kai Thomas, this is Big Al. We'll be seeing you next week.
You think you know me?
Oh, yeah! If you smile! Calculations are correct when this baby